Skye, your soulful progressive with FNN. Feminist News Network, that feminist news that's right for you. Welcome to Skye on location in Honolulu, Hawaii, giving you that soulful news you need every time, yes indeed. And what is it I want to talk to you about today? What is going on? Reverend Barber in South Carolina got kicked out of an AMC theater on Christmas Eve with his 90-year-old mother watching the new revival of Color Purple and the musical. This is ugly, people. So, this is ugly, people. And we're going to hear it in Reverend Barber's own words, then discuss. All right.
There's nothing in this on posted online that says you can't bring your own chair. Inside the theater, they have spaces like for handicapped. For whole spaces. Sometimes they've had me sit up against the wall. But two little managers in there decide today, the day after they put the Lord out of the inn, that this chair and me there's no room for it. What bothers me about it is I'm okay. But what if somebody poor? What if somebody less unfortunate than myself, struggled to get here? It's painful for me to walk in there. And if they had a sign posted, I would have called in advance, called the manager, because they always can make exceptions. They literally said, well, do you have a piece of paper with you saying that this is your medical device? I said, I have these two canes. I have my body. I have my people here with us. And I have people here who've been with me all over the country. And they called the cops. They literally called the police the day after Christmas. While we were sitting in the theater, I was sitting in this chair in a handicapped space, and you can see how it is for me to get in. I want folk to understand. I don't fight because I feel good. I fight because it's the right thing to do when in terms of fighting for justice. But this is how I sit. I can't sit any lower than this. I don't bother anybody. I don't intimidate anybody. It's just sitting. You can tell I have to lean because this hip is bad, so I can't, and exceptions are made all the time.
What do you think this says for the education around people with restrictions?
Yeah, it says we've not gone far enough. It says that people want to say, even to disabled folk, you have to be disabled like this. In other words, you got to be able to sit in a wheelchair like we describe it in our rules that we can't produce, or you can't come in. And we're not going to tell you that in advance. They have no idea how much energy it takes me to move. I have ankylosing spondylitis, one of the worst forms of arthritis there is. And I move and go because I'm on heavy pain medicines and whatnot. And I don't make any excuses about that. But I'm taking this chair in the hospital. In a hospital where they really have to be concerned about fair housing. And they've never said to me in the hospital, you can't come in here with your chair. I've taken it in restaurants, movie theaters. I've taken it in the largest pulpits in this nation. I preach sitting in this chair. I've flown it overseas. I took it in the Vatican when I met with the Pope. But I can't come in a Greenwood theater with my 90-year-old mother the day after Christmas? That's the level of your consciousness? Two police, and I've never been arrested for anything violent. If anything, I submit to nonviolence. Right? And you call two policemen to pull me out of a theater the day after Christmas. But I'm standing and talking to you because it stops with me. Because I'm wondering now, what else have they done to other people? What ways have they not been accommodating to other people? So in that sense, if they had to touch me today, I'm glad about it. I intend to call the mayors of the city and others and get them involved, because this is, I was standing in there and I was thinking about, what if I had fallen out arguing with them, or somebody like me, and as I said, to this day, they haven't even said, here's your money. When I said to them, my 90-year-old mother, it did not faze them. My 90-year-old mother who's actually having some mental, I'm worried now about her. Is she got anxiety in there? What's going on? Because she looked back, and I saw her look back, and she stood up, and I said, Mom, it's all right. So she would calm down. And really, that's the reason. If it hadn't been for her, they would have had to arrest her. Yeah, and y'all can see I'm getting up, Arden. I do this, and I'm not ashamed. I'm glad every person God used in the Bible had a disability. Moses stuttered. Jeremiah had despair. Jesus was born outside. Paul had thorn in the flesh. That's not what I'm ashamed of. I'm ashamed of a business in my state, the state that says we are the place where the weak grow strong and the strong grow great. That somebody who's weak with a disability would be thrown out the day after Christmas simply for just wanting to sit in this, out of the way, not in anybody's way, not in any aisle, not by any exit, not in any fire hazard.
Did you see that? Did you hear what was going on? Did you understand what was going down? They were acting a clown, taking on privilege and everything else, thinking that it was all right to call the police because they couldn't get his way, since this man has used this chair from seeing the Pope at the Vatican all the way to the U.S. State House. And he can't use it in your theater? And he's flown with this chair, used this chair for everything, trying to have a day out to enjoy the holiday with his mother. 90 years old, God bless her for living so long without the system doing something to her. It's ugly. Now, AMC is supposed to come within the next week to South Carolina to talk and deal with Barber, the president of the company himself. Now, this is an opportunity to advance rights for the poor, disabled, working class disabled that just want to see a movie without being told you didn't know to call in advance. Well, your letters and your signs didn't say it as Dr. Barber said and witness. Now, there's something really going on, and it's been going on a long time, where those, especially the empowerment of it after Trump, of those that think it's all right to take on this Karen attitude and just be racist and ugly and nasty toward people. And even though you young and uneducated toward the history of America and all the suffering from the Native Americans and the African Americans from 1619 and past and beyond to the 1877 put in a Jim Crow. You don't understand. You've been living it. You've been taught it. And now you're acting like you're what? You can keep on doing it? No. This is 2023, 2024. And there should be no hate no more. And if you agree with me, leave those comments below, and you better let me know at FeministNewsN@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. And remember, I'm that Soulful Progress 1 on Twitter. Got that right of the day on Blogger. And you can always catch me on Twitter. Sometimes I'm there. You can call it X, whatever you want. I don't do Patreon like I should. Catch me on Facebook. It's hard to do. It's hard to catch. But if you want to get me a cup of coffee, help build up the news crew and do more, and you got a story you want to give, that is Venmo at SoulfulProgressive. Yeah. That's Venmo at Skye Soulful Progressive if you care to get me a cup of coffee, mahalo in advance. Oh yeah. Now, you got to remember, in this era of hate, you got to participate. So we don't have discrimination against disability and those with disability all over this place. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Peace. All right. And Happy New Year. It's Year of the Dragon. So get ready, people. It's going to be ready.